So let's talk about something interesting else. Okay, so when Pokemon first came out, it was also known as Kapu monsters or Capsule monsters. What ended up happening though was because I don't think the name was completely trademarked yet. So at the time in Japan, and I'm trying to think how Japan's copyright laws work, especially with other companies. This is something you might not really know, even though I've mentioned this so many times on this channel probably. There was this idea that they had, Pokemon did, when they called it, they were originally going to call it Capsule Monsters, and then they changed it to Pocket Monsters. So because Capsule Monsters wasn't being used yet, or Kapu Monsters, I remember there was that season of Yu-Gi-Oh! There was even a PS1 game that was never released outside of Japan called, I believe it was a Capsule Monsters base game. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Put its own very awesome, wow, I can't talk today. It put its own verification into it, its own ideas, and its own ideas that basically rebuilt it from the ground up. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Took its own like chess-like game and turned it into its own version of Capsule Monsters right around 1997. And so I do believe that's ultimately where they got the idea from. They saw what Pokemon was doing and they didn't use the idea, so they jumped on it right away, so that way they could use it as a certain saga. And this would make sense because I don't think anybody in Japan at that time actually did that. So because they didn't use that name, I believe, I'm trying to think the guy who created Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I always forget his name. You know, they saw that as a marketing campaign, so that was actually pretty cool. Because again, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon were huge, and while yes, two different series entirely, you know, you can definitely kind of see, yeah, you know, one idea was looking at another, and they were like, okay, we could use this to benefit ourselves. So very interesting indeed, actually, I think. So I decided to make a video about this again. You know, just really interesting, kind of short, but very interesting indeed.